Hey guys, this is Aaron, and welcome to I Love Tinnies. Okay, so first show, yeah, and welcome to I Love Tinnies. My name is Aaron. I'll be your host pretty much every week, and this is our first video ever. So basically, what we're going to be doing on this channel is we are going to be reviewing mass-produced beer that has to be commercially available, and we'll be starting with a few Australian favourites. And today will be Tooheys New. That's right, Australia's second favourite beer, Tooheys New. Yeah, we're going to be tasting a few of these. I've got cans, and I've got a long neck, and I've got a stubby. So we're going to see how it tastes, and be just talking about a few things. So without a further ado, here we go. First can. It's very foamy. Let's see how we go. Oh yeah, that's the smell of the youth. Give me a second. Here we go. You know, I haven't tasted that. I haven't had a Tooheys New in probably 20 years. It's very robust. It's very it doesn't have an unpleasant aftertaste. Let's go again. You know, funny story. The taste of this out of the can is not what I remember, but I usually remember drinking it out of a bottle. So here we go again. You know what? It's going down pretty well. I gotta say, it is going down pretty good. They call it Australia's favourite lager, with no additives and no preservatives. I mean, hang on. I wouldn't say it's delicious, but it's not bad. Second one, here we go. It's gone down all right. I normally prefer something with a little bit of a lighter flavour, but for a mass-produced beer, it's actually going down pretty well, I gotta say. You know, I'm pretty happy with it, it's got to be said. Now, who here remembers the old television commercials from the 70s and 80s where they feel like a Tooheys or two? Now, I remember being in school in the 80s, early 80s, and they asked us, how do you feel? And one kid did respond with, well, I feel like a Tooheys or two. I feel like a Tooheys. I feel like a Tooheys. I feel like a Tooheys or two. Finishing off the second beer now. It's not too bad, I gotta say. A lot of people bag out Tooheys New. A lot of people like, you know, what, telling me there's a new Tooheys? But it's actually not a bad drop. I mean, I don't rate it, but it's, yeah. So now we're going to try a stubby and a longie, and we'll see how they go. First of all, the stubby. Cheers. Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, there is a reason why the channel's called I Love Tinnies. But, you know, it's funny. This takes me back to my youth. Now, when I was 14, my pop died when I was 2. And when I was 14, my nan had remarried to a bloke called Kev. Now, Kev was an absolute bloody Australian legend and champion, right? Now, Kev would have these piss-ups, right? And they lived in Singleton. So the whole family would go, and I'd be sitting there with Kev. And Kev would have... Who remembers the old twist tops, the old throwdowns, back when it was Tooheys Draft? This was going back to probably 1989, 1990. And the twisties... Hang on a sec. You know what, it's going down all right. But what I'm saying is this reminds me of my youth, because Kev would have a great big esky filled with Tooheys Draft twist tops. Not Tooheys New, Tooheys Draft, which is what it was called back in the day. And I was standing there and he's just nudged me and he's gone, "Oi, have yourself one of them." So I've grabbed one out of the esky and give it a go. And I got to say, I didn't like the taste back then, but this taste is taking me back. It's got to be said. Out of the bottle, there's definitely that more metallic sort of taste. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. But remember when you had your first beer and you go, "Oh, Jesus, that's a bit rough," but then you have another sip and you know it's not too bad. So cheers. Kev's been dead a few years now, but you know, good on you, Kev. Cheers, mate. Oh, man, I reckon I snuck about 6 of them longies out of his esky when I was about 14. First time I'd ever been pissed. It was pretty crook afterwards too, so, you know, I mean, it happens, but that's what started my lifelong adventure in the world of tinnies. And get me finish this. So now the longie, right? The long neck, let's see how that goes. I love a twist top. You know what? There's trivia on these. The problem is my eyes are fucked. But there's trivia on these. Let me see if I can read it. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. Which plant is featured on the Australian coat of arms? Put your answer in the comments below. This one here. What do we got here? Oh shit. Who became the first professional men's Wimbledon champion in 1968? No one's going to get that. So it was Rod Laver, you know. Good on him. Bloody champion. Also, you know what? The ads for this stuff, Dennis Lilly was on them, which is red hot. I don't know if you guys remember Dennis Lilly, but he was a red hot Australian bowler back in the day when cricket was good and, you know, not shit like it is now. But cheers. It does taste the same out of the longie, but it's got to be said, a longie is something that's pretty special to everybody. I mean, the first time you were ever out on a job site and you came back, and old mate who was driving you would stop and he'd grab a couple of longies at the local botlo, and you'd have a longie in the car on the way home. And I mean, that's, you know, that's pretty good. I mean, you'd end up half cut, but it. I was out working with a couple of boys when I was about 16, and they pulled over and grabbed a couple of longies, and I chucked one of these down my guts, and it was all right, you know. So this is bringing back memories. I mean, I haven't drank Tooheys New in like 25 years, you know. Cheers. Oh man, that's good. It's starting to taste better. It's got to be said. Also starting to get a little bit pissed, so, you know, happy days. Right, so I'm at the arse end of the longie. Cheers. Oh, I love the piss. You know, this longie's going pretty good. Alright, so we're back on the tinnies. You know what they say, if it's short and skinny, you got yourself a tinny. If it's long and brown, you're in long neck town. Cheers, dogs. So we're finishing tinny number 3. We're opening tinny number 4. I do love a tinny. You know, there's a reason why this channel's called I Love Tinnies, and that's because, well, I love tinnies. I mean, this is tinny number 4 plus the long neck plus the stubby. Cheers. Tinny number 4. Cheers. Actually, no, it's tinny number 5. Cheers. So, oh, hang on. Forgot the hat. There we go. Cheers. Oh, that's delicious. Tinny number 6. Finishing tinny number 6, and with the longie and the stubby. My second last one. This is my last one, and look, I was in the checkout at Dan Murphy's this afternoon, and I happened to notice that they had one of these in the cheap section, so it was down to $2. $2.51. I will see if this tastes any different. Cheers. No. Oh, hang on. Definitely more hoppy. Let's check the. Well, there's no date on it. I wonder why it was discounted, but it definitely tastes different. You know. Anyway, bottoms up. Yeah. I don't know why this one tastes different, but it was definitely reduced. So, I guess we'll see. Cheers. That's not as delicious as the other ones. I mean, I would use my catchphrase, which is, that's delicious, but starting to get my slur on a little bit because, you know, I've had quite a few standard drinks, but I guess Tooheys new, when it comes right down to it, not a bad beer. Very benign, I suppose you would say, but it's very gassy. A lot of gas coming out, but you know, I didn't mind it. It was quite enjoyable. Oh man, lots of gas, but cheers to Tooheys. Not a bad beer. So next time we're going to be reviewing something different. It won't be a Tooheys beer. It won't be a Carlton United beer. Actually, it might be a Carlton United beer. We're going to go back in time and we're going to review KB Lager. I don't know if you guys remember KB Lager or not, but basically KB was very, very popular back in the 80s and 90s. It's commercially available again. It's produced in Queensland, and we're going to be reviewing KB Lager. So, you know, like and subscribe, comment below. And this is Aaron from I Love Tinnies saying have a fantastic night. And, you know, I love tinnies.